Lex Luthor's coming after the Fortress of Solitude.
It's the Snyder Cut.
Oh, it's a regular SUV in America. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of wondering if the Frozen parallels are intentional.
The king of the Koopas!
Nice.
That design is sick. They really. Oh, that's
Open the gates!
I like the voice. It's the penguin we used to throw off the cliff. Look at his face.
That is but a taste of our fury. Do you yield?
I do not.
Okay, I gotta say, Jack Black so far is perfect.
that voice.
It's perfect.
I finally found it. Now who's gonna stop me?
That's right.
What is this place?
It's not terrible. The voice isn't.
Do not touch that mushroom, you'll die! Oh, I'm sorry. That one's perfectly fine. Come on, Mario!
Oh, that's amazing.
Mushroom Kingdom, here we come.
Yeah, that's a nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
That was a delightful little teaser trailer.
That was. It was surprisingly delightful. I have to admit, I'm one of the I want to say hopeful skeptics of this movie. Whenever they announced Chris Pratt was going to be Mario, my first reaction was, but
Yeah, or problematic kind of a passion coming up.
But
Yeah.
I gotta say, from what little we heard from Chris Pratt, it was not terrible.
No, you can actually hear he's tried to add a little touch of Italian in there, but he's sticking with his own voice, which is the way you kind of got to go. But besides the voice talent, like visually, I'm just so happy that they've stuck to the core design tenements of what Super Mario Brothers is. And
Yeah, I mean,
Bowser looked intimidating, but
He
yet colorful
really
and
did.
cartoony as we remember it.
he did. It's the strangest thing, but I think the most striking thing was how the wind was blowing his hair. Because you just don't
Yeah.
see that in the games, and you don't see it in the animated series, but it just
Yeah.
looked so good.
Yeah. And already the tone of comedy that they've got, I love it. I mean, I love the Super Mario 64 penguins coming out to attack scene. That is just brilliant.
We used to throw
and
you
so-
guys off the cliffs for fun. Come on. I have to admit, I kind of braced myself because I thought that, cringy one-liners were going to pop up every few seconds. But surprisingly, it was very reserved. The humor mostly came from the situation, which I laughed at Bowser's face as they were pelting him with snowballs.
Yeah. Almost confused at how.
Yeah, just like
dumb they are.
he's almost he's angry, but it's like this isn't even worth losing my temper over.
That's right.
And I appreciate that kind of humor. I also like the fact that the Koopa Troopas all have different designs, and they're not just one repeated minion over and over and over again.
No.
But yeah, I really appreciated that little detail. But
Yeah.
I like that this
What
is
did you think of Mario from a facial perspective?
from a
'Cause-
facial perspective. Honestly, I think he's pretty much. I don't think he could get much better. I mean,
No, they've taken the
they-
current iteration, say Super Mario Odyssey for the games and they've just amped it up They've just
Yeah.
given that real nice polish and maybe made the eyes a bit different. But besides that, I'm as a lifelong Nintendo fan, I'm absolutely thrilled that we are finally getting. Yes, absolutely. And the thing is, there's big stakes on this one because
Absolutely.
if Nintendo don't get this one right, then we are never going to get what we all kind of want. Maybe is a Legend of Zelda film, maybe a Metroid Prime, maybe the licenses go on and on and on. So, I mean, I'm not only rooting for this film, I'm just rooting for Nintendo to be interested in the movie making business.
I want to see a Nintendo cinematic universe that
Me
all
too.
culminates in Smash Brothers.
Oh, yes.
Yes,
You could do it too. You could do
get
it.
the
You
Russo
make it
brothers
like,
to direct it. Yeah, I just think it would.
yeah, you make it like Way of the
amazing.
Dragon. Is it Way of the Dragon?
Yeah, I don't know. Just have like
Yeah,
Master
like that
Hand is the
tournament.
bad guy. Just like
Yeah, that's right. And it's kind of they're going to go through levels as they go up and do fight. Right? Not.
I think
Why
that
not?
would be
I'm in.
amazing. Yeah, but
Yeah,
I'm very happy with this trailer. And as I said, I've been a skeptic of this movie for a long time because one, Illumination, that Strike One, Chris Pratt was Strike
Yes.
Two, All-Star Celebrity Cast Strike Three. But I really like how the celebrity cast so far, which I think it was who was Toad? It was
I don't know. I actually don't know who the.
Key from Keenan and Peele.
Oh,
Yeah.
excellent. Yeah.
I couldn't tell it was him.
Keegan Michael Key.
Yeah, I could not tell it was him, and I could be.
No.
I think that's who is Toad. But yeah.
No, and I do know that Luigi's voiced by Charlie Day,
Oh, you see,
who has
now
a very
that-
unique
that fits.
vocal style.
Yes,
That'll be
I could
good.
see that. That was the one. Whenever I saw the cast list, I was like, yes, that
makes sense.
He's Mario. It makes a lot more sense than Chris Pratt. But like I said, the little bit we heard from Chris Pratt, it does not sound bad. It sounds. It doesn't even sound like Chris Pratt, to be honest. So I'm okay with that.
He was offered Sonic the Hedgehog. Chris Pratt offered it. They offered him the voice of it, and he turned it down to do this because he thought this was the movie to be done. So
To be
I'm
honest,
a fan of Sonic the Hedgehog movies. I like them.
If I was offered that same choice, and I'm also speaking to somebody who has loved the two Sonic the Hedgehog movies, I would probably make the same choice
I
because
just think there's opportunity here.
yeah,
Like
Mario or Sonic, I love both, but Mario's going to be up here and Sonic's going to be just a little bit under it. So I would go for Mario as well.
Well, like you said, if this movie's a hit, there's not only multiple sequels, there's multiple spin-off and the birth of a complete Nintendo universe on
Yes.
screen. So there's a lot, I think, not only writing on this, but a lot that would appeal to people to get involved with it. But I love the color, I love the style. I think this is probably the first animated movie in a long time, Jason, that has actually got me excited enough to go, no, I'm getting a movie ticket to see this.
Yeah, I'm going to get a movie ticket for that. I mean, I was going to go see it regardless, but yeah, I'm definitely going to buy my ticket early for this one so I can be right there in the middle of the row, going to buy out the two seats next to me so I don't have anybody sitting next to me, and I'm just going to enjoy it and be 10 again.
No, and I'm going to be a crank old man when I go to the cinema and yell at all the kids when they start talking because the movie's not for kids. That movie's for me.
How dare you bring your children to this animated
cinema.
movie?
Yes.
This movie about a magical mushroom kingdom is mine.
Yes.
The cranky man in his late 40s.
This is serious stuff. No, look, I was a guy who went to every Pixar movie there in the 2000s. Like I was a big appreciator of that high level type of animation, not only from a graphical sense, but more from a storytelling sense. And the 2000s, Pixar dominated that, a lot of it. But as we got onto, everybody was making animated films.
Yes.
And the quality dipped. So I stopped going to the movies to see a lot of those films.
Disney stopped
to see
putting
any
them
of
in
those
movie
films.
theaters as well, so that's kind of a problem.
Yeah. So, but this one has actually got me pumped. Yes, I'm biased, but why not? I mean, Mario is one of those characters in one of those universes that is so beloved and so there's an innocence about it and a joyfulness about it. I think you'd really have to be a Scrooge, wouldn't you? To not
Yes,
enjoy
and I
this.
have been known to be a Scrooge, but not about Mario Brothers. I'm still angry over the 92 version and how they got everything wrong
Yeah,
to the point where
everything.
it was almost amazing.
Yeah.
I swear you could teach college courses on that movie just how not to do an adaptation.
Well, from the start, the script really makes no sense. Really is an awful script. And then you start looking at the cast, and it's not that you hire Bob Hoskins. You know,
No.
you can tell an executive's made that decision.
And you know,
Who doesn't understand the property.
I'm
So
going to
they've
say
got
it right
Bob
now,
Hoskins.
Bob Hoskins
looks-
as Mario made sense to me because he
The
looked
issue is nobody explained to Bob Hoskins really what the character was
Right.
and the
Right.
tone of the film that they were trying to create. So here you've got one of the most talented actors of his generation going, I don't know what movie I'm in.
I know.
I don't know what to do.
I know that John Leguizamo said that he would show up to shoot the movie every day high because it was the only way he could make it through the day.
He was
So
actually
he
one of
wa-
the strongest parts of that movie. Too.
Yeah, and John Leguizamo was high. Reportedly, Bob Hoskins was drunk. And the director
And Dennis
had no
Hopper
idea
was a
what going
combination
on.
of both. You know that.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't know, something about I don't know. And then doing a movie about mushrooms, it was just the whole thing is just reeks of some kind of chemical.
I think it
going
was
on
the
back there.
first warning shot that how there was a disconnect from the creative source to the film source. It was, especially in that era, we started building up in the early 90s to the IP is everything. Intellectual property is everything. That's what's going to make you money at the cinemas. And I think this was a warning shot to go, hey, you need to be careful with this stuff or you end up with this. Obviously, the studios didn't learn because over the last 30 years, we've had a few poor adaptations over the time.
Oh, I would say more than a few poor
Yeah,
adaptations.
Been
We've
more
had
dominant, really, hasn't it?
we've had some god awful. I mean, I could probably count on one hand the number of good video game movies. Detective
and it's
Pikachu.
only been in recent time. Go ahead.
That's the only one I got right now. Detective
What's
Pikachu.
that?
The good video game.
Yeah,
adaptation.
Detective Pikachu is amazing.
And
Both Sonic the Hedgehogs.
Sonic 1 and 2. And you know what? I'm going to throw this one out there just because I enjoyed it. The first Mortal Kombat.
Oh, yeah, no, I'll give you that one.
And I think
You could almost put a half of one for the other Mortal Kombat, even though I have massive problems with it.
No, we can't.
Actually, no, I can't even give it a half.
I'm
What
going
am I
to
saying,
disconnect
Jason?
from this right now if you even say anything. No.
Yeah, I
no.
should have taken that toadstool. That toadstool told me not to eat that mushroom potato anyway. Yeah, no, so I'm excited. I think this is going to be a massive hit. I can't wait, actually.
I
think
want
this
it to
is
be
gonna
a
be
massive
a-
hit, yeah.
Yeah, because it's a 4-quadrant movie, right? That means that's the industry speak, which means it hits every key demographic. Like,
Absolutely.
doesn't matter if you're old, you're young, you're married, you're single, whatever. You are going to love this movie, and I'm very hopeful for it.
And everybody, whether you play video games or not, everybody knows who Mario is.
Oh yeah,
So it's got the recognition. I mean, Mario is basically the 21st century version of Mickey Mouse. I think kids today know Mario over Mickey Mouse.
yeah. Less
Which is-
problematic, maybe than Mickey.
It is problematic, but that's what Disney gets for not giving Mickey a starring role in 50 years.
Yeah, that's it. That is it, and that is crazy, isn't it? When you have this with the iconic like mouse, really
Yes.
hasn't had a film in.
No,
Yeah,
they started giving him those animated shorts, which I'm going to say right now, the animated shorts are great. I love them. I love those little flash animations,
yeah.
but it's the first thing they've done with that character. Oh gosh, it's been over 50 years.
Yeah, it
It's
had
been
to be
almost
longer.
70 years because they stopped making Mickey Mouse cartoons in the 50s.
Yeah,
If you
Yeah.
can believe that, they stopped making Mickey Mouse cartoons in the 50s. They went all the way to like 2015, 65 years without doing anything
yeah. That's
new with Mickey. I mean, it was mostly just like little cameos or Disney Channel bumpers or something. But yeah, that's how to misuse an IP right there. And it was
100%.
Disney and Mickey's face is on everything and they wouldn't do anything with him.
You know, the other thing why I think with Mario, before we go, what I think is going to be why it works too, is because the games are like the movie, crosses all quadrants. Because then my normal co-partner on this channel, Rick, I had to explain to Rick about why it is about Nintendo games I like so much. I said, well, based upon they've got a kid-friendly entry point. They are pleasant to watch. You're not killing things. Well, you are killing things, but it's not, in a
It's
realistic
cartoony.
way.
Yeah.
But the thing is, easy to get into, very difficult to master those games. Any Nintendo game, like if you want to be the best at Super Smash, mate, they have world tournaments on Super Smash.
I know.
These are top, and Mario Kart. I'm still playing the new Mario Kart 8
I
Deluxe
am
with all the
too. I
add-ons.
love it.
And I'm still on, I've still got 4 tracks to do on the 200cc, and that is so frustratingly difficult. So with that, there's a depth to it. That's what I'm trying to get at. There's a depth to not only the gaming universe in the way of not only from a visual perspective, but how technically difficult they are. And I feel like they're going to bring that kind of philosophy of, on the surface it seems simple, but the more you dig into it, the more there's going to be there for you, which I think is going to be amazing.
And there's a huge amount of lore behind Mario as well. Because you've got multiple villains, you've got multiple worlds, you have multiple ways that stories could be told. This is honestly a film franchise that could go on for 10 movies and not get stale. There would be something new every single time.
I mean, you're not talking, like you said, you could do a spin-off Mario Kart where it's a racing movie.
Yeah.
You could do Paper Mario, where Mario becomes into a 2D version.
Yeah, do Luigi's Mansion. You also know we've got a horror movie. We've got, we could do bring in Wart and do Mario 2, where it's all a dreamland, and it goes everywhere.
It's just non-stop. The things you could do with it, and then you could actually even go into specific games. Like you could do. Well, we're going to do the Mario 64 game. So we're literally going to be Peach's, even though they're adapting some of this, they could do kind of those real adaptations. Because each game, believe it or not, is very distinctive.
Do you want to know
they're the same family, but they're different. Super Mario World is very different than Mario Brothers 3.
Quite honestly, it looks like to me that they're doing Mario 3 with this one, with Bowser going after all the different kingdoms.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like to me, is that they're adapting Mario 3, but I'm sure we'll see other elements in there. I'm sure we're also going to see quick cameos from other Nintendo characters, because we do know that Donkey Kong is showing up in this movie.
I did not know that.
Yes, Donkey Kong. I can't remember who the voice of Donkey Kong is going to be, but
it's
Seth Rogen. Seth Rogen is going to be the voice of Donkey Kong.
So, which might work for the character. Which might work.
Does anybody else see the talking mushroom, or is it just me?
If they play him as a stoner, I think I'll be crying.
But yeah, I don't know. I just see, I see that. I would also not be surprised to see somebody like Kirby popping up, or if you want to get crazy, Star Fox coming in at one point, maybe as like an after credits or something like that. I don't know.
Star Fox, as much as I love those games, they had a much maligned game on the GameCube called Star Fox.
Yeah, but he's part of Smash Brothers, so he's got to show.
Yeah, but there's a game called Star Fox Adventures, where it's basically just Star Fox like in a 3D kind of Zelda frame.
I've got that game. Yeah,
it's a great game.
Yes,
it's not as maybe as good as the Wind Waker or some of the other games, but I love that. Zelda, for example, you could have the Toon Link from the Wind Waker.
Absolutely. The Star Fox Adventures, by the way, was not supposed to be a Star Fox game.
No.
It was originally an independent title, or not an independent title. It was a title that was free of any IPs, and they just decided at the last minute to shove Star Fox into it.
I think that was because it was the end of the contract between Rare and Nintendo.
Yes.
That's where it got all tricky, because Rare had jumped over to Microsoft.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, we better just fulfill this contract by throwing out. But I like the game. And
it's a great game. I love it.
Graphically, was so far superior than anything else that was out there at its time when they released it. It was a beautiful looking game.
It was. Everything about the game was great except for Tricky. Tricky needs to die.
Yeah, Tricky was a pain in the ass.
Tricky was horrible.
It didn't really help.
The Jar Jar.
You're talking about the pet, aren't you?
Yeah, I never thought that any character would be more annoying than Slippy, but there he was.
Oh yeah, Slippy. Yeah, Slippy.
Dogs, help me! Nope, die.
Yeah. Slippy only had any kind of cred because of the first game. When the characters were just simple little pop-ups in the corner of the screen, but they worked, you know. But anyway, that was our Super Mario Brothers trailer reaction. That looks absolutely, can't wait. April next year, bring it on.
Pleasant surprise. I'm happy.
Yes. Guys, if you want to check us out on Pop Culture Spread, what you need to do is follow us on all our social media, subscribe to our channel, obviously go onto Facebook as well, get onto our Instagram as well as, I believe we have TikTok. We do have a TikTok. There you go. And on Twitter. And of course, we do an audio podcast now. So please check us out wherever you can find podcasts and Pop Culture Spread podcast, where we just talk about things that happen during the week in the film business. And thank you very much, Jason, my co-host for today. Thank you very much for making time.
It was all your pleasure. Trust me.
Fantastic. And we will see you guys next time.